Welcome into K-State Online. I am Mason Voth. That is Derek Young, and we are here with some exciting news for everybody. Yes, you're probably thinking, hey, didn't KSO already put out one video about K-State being red hot in the transfer portal? We did do that about 3 hours ago. And then more came in the wave of a portal commitment, and this is Gunner Maldonado, a safety from Arizona. This is one of my favorite pickups instantly in this portal class for K-State. This is a guy with loads of experience, has 5 seasons under his belt, didn't play a ton in his 1 year at Northwestern, transfers to Arizona, has spent 4 years there, and then this year he was banged up, so he missed time, but he was phenomenal in 2023 when Arizona ended up having, kind of a surprise season out of nowhere, went to the Alamo Bowl, and he even had a fumble return for a touchdown in that game against Oklahoma. Had 79 tackles in the 2023 season, a couple of picks, the forced fumbles, and everything else that goes with it. But how do you see the Gunner Maldonado addition working out for K-State?
Better than the networks. The networks aren't as high on him, so I wonder if they're a little skittish of the injury that he suffered this past season, where I think he had to have a season-ending knee injury, and we'll see if that affects him during spring ball. But no, I love it, and to be honest, I've loved nearly all of this class, which is now 7 deep at this point. You have a high upside, a little bit. I'm not going to call it a risk or a gamble with Jaden Rowe, the Oklahoma cornerback transfer, because it just seems like a lottery pick. But that's one that could still explode onto the scene just because of his measurables. I think Jerron Tibbs, the transfer wide out for Purdue, is I'll just say it, an upgrade over Trey Spivey, to be quite honest. And I think that's the replacement there. Jaron Bradley, I probably would have liked someone maybe a little bit more proven recently in that spot, but obviously he had a good career at Texas Tech before ultimately laying a dud at Boston College this past season as a receiver. I think Markevius Moss is an excellent safety. I think Gunner Maldonado is an excellent safety. I think Gabe Powers gives you something at the will linebacker spot that you absolutely needed. And probably solidifies that starting group at linebacker with his addition. And Amos Talalele, I think, is one of the better offensive linemen that they've chased in the transfer portal, even though there's a few others that they could potentially land as well. So I'm really excited about the addition. You lay out some of the numbers, just stats-wise, or the big plays that he produced in 2023, which was a sensational season. The PFF numbers on him are also outstanding. Really high grades if you want to buy into some of that advanced stuff as well. It keeps K-State hot. They obviously have some other spots still that they would like to fill, that I would like them to fill. And Gunner Maldonado really loves Wildcats, man. Northwestern Wildcats, Arizona Wildcats, Kansas State Wildcats. This guy loves cats.
Yeah, Sunset Zoo, get him an NIL deal. Get Gunner Maldonado to rep the zoo because he's got something for the creature that is a wildcat. So, in terms of how you think he fits into this K-State defense now, I mean, this as long as the health is where it needs to be come the season, I assume the expectation is he's one of the starting safeties next year. And where do you see that rotation kind of looking? Because we know that K-State is losing 2 guys that started a majority of the season in those spots, in Marquise Siegel and Jordan Riley.
I think they have the replacements in Markevius Moss and Gunner Maldonado, quite frankly. So I think Joe Klanman's done a terrific job doing so. And it'll be interesting because I would have called Markevius Moss Kobe Savage 2.0 and put him at the Jack. But it sounded like he had a different answer for you guys. So
he did.
That'll be interesting. I wonder if maybe there's a translation there. I see Markevius Moss as Kobe Savage 2.0. So we'll see what happens. Either way, I'm pretty excited about a potential starting trio of safeties with Markevius Moss, Gunner Maldonado, and VJ Payne.
So where's your insight on what the process looked like for Gunner Maldonado? Because we saw a handful of days ago he was on his visit in Manhattan, but this seemed to be one that was maybe a little bit more low-key behind the scenes than some of the others that we followed along with the portal process. So from what you know, what was the start to finish like for Gunner Maldonado?
All I know is he only took 2 visits. Could he have taken more? I assumed that there was probably much more traction on him than the 2 visits he took to Indiana and Kansas State. But those were the 2 that he really focused on, at least. Now, could he have focused on more? Was there even more high profile teams involved? I can't confirm or deny that. I would suspect that he had a much bigger market than just Indiana and Kansas State, but I think he probably just liked those opportunities quite a bit compared to what else was on the table for him for whatever reason. So K-State gets the head-to-head win over a team that just played in the college football playoff.
Yeah, and I think this is a really, really exciting get for K-State, and it continues just their path in the transfer portal way to just kind of building this thing up where they're plugging in the right spots. Now, as for what happens moving forward for K-State, do you think they're close to done on the defensive side of the ball now that they've gotten their safeties? They got one corner. Maybe I guess you could say you'd probably like to see another corner. They've landed a linebacker. Where do you see the defense in the portal playing out?
I think ideally maybe another corner, maybe another linebacker, maybe another nose tackle. Not another nose tackle. I haven't got one yet.
A nose tackle.
Yeah, a nose tackle. A nose tackle, another corner, and another linebacker. Flipping on the offensive side of the ball, I would think potentially 2 more offensive linemen. We'll see. A wide receiver, potentially, and maybe a running back if they can find the right one.
Yeah, either way, exciting times for K-State as they're able to come through and land Gunner Maldonado, a safety transferring from Arizona. Again, injury struggles this past year, which limited him to only playing in 4 games against New Mexico, K-State, Utah, and Texas Tech. And it was that game against Texas Tech where he ended up getting hurt, only played 10 snaps throughout the entirety of the game. But if you look at what he did last year, you mentioned his PFF numbers. They really liked him. He had a very favorable grade, and he was great in basically every facet of the game. His run defense was great. He was a good tackler, and he's good in coverage as well. And I think this is a good fit and a guy that profiles to be just another great pickup by K-State in the back end of their defense under Chris Kleiman.
I also love what you point out, how much football he has played, even though he missed most of last season. That's a ton of snaps in his career that he has contributed to, I guess, either Arizona or Northwestern, and now will do so at K-State. Got to get him healthy. Hopefully there's nothing lingering there. You see some of his jersey in 2023 too, and then again this year, 2024, he had a C on it. Captain too, right? So must have some really good leadership traits to be doing what he did at Tucson as well, because he had the C on his jersey. That tells me that very, very talented 2023 team under Jed Fish, they were looking at him.
Yeah, great point. All right, that'll do it on Gunner Maldonado, the 7th commitment in the K-State transfer portal class. DY lays it out there, a handful of other guys that K-State.
Second time we've talked about Jed Fish today.
Yeah, well, just a couple Jed Fish guys. He's paved the way. But there will be plenty of more to go around in the transfer portal, especially we talk about it in the preview tomorrow, but there's going to be a whole other wave of guys that probably enter once bowl games get finished up or you get closer and closer to that deadline, which is Saturday, the 28th. But if you want to stay in the know with the latest on K-State and who comes next in the transfer portal, head on over to On3, find KStateOnline.com. And then once somebody pops, whether it's Gunner Maldonado, Gabe Powers, Marquavius Moss, whoever, just like those guys, we'll be right here to break it all down for you on the KSO YouTube page as well. And coming up tomorrow, as mentioned, we have the Rate Bowl preview. DY and I just got done wrapping that up, talking K-State Rutgers. And then on Christmas Day, about 20 minutes, Drew and I got to talk with Marquavius Moss, one of the safety transfers that K-State picked up from West Georgia. Had a good time with him so everybody can get to know one of the newest members of the Wildcat backfield that will be playing with Gunner Maldonado in the 2025 football season. So for Derek Young, I'm Mason Voth. Thanks for watching and listening to K-State Online.